Welcome back to 5 Acres Honey Farm. This is one of my small town exploring / out of town exploring videos. Generally, when I am going out and about, I'm looking for either something vintage, something related to food, or something related to beekeeping. So I have a few things on my itinerary today that kind of fall into all those categories. This is part 2 of, I'm not sure how many part video, just depending on how much I shoot today. And so part 1 was me exploring some Western North Carolina towns, some vintage shops, and looking for some regional varietal honeys for my honey bar. So today I'm leaving 5 Acres Honey Farm West, and I am going to be heading, so I'm kind of near Bryson City, North Carolina, west of Asheville, and I'm going to be heading for the Tail of the Dragon. So if you're not familiar with that, that's 318 curves and 11 miles. So right now that is the most direct way for me to get over to Eastern Tennessee. I'm going to be stopping at a beekeeping supply store. According to Google, it's open this morning. It's a Monday. So I'm hoping they're open. And then I'm going to be heading north up to Kentucky. What I'd like to find at the beekeeping supply store are some more varietal honeys, but also just some honey from Tennessee, because I don't have any honey from Tennessee in my honey bar. But I also would like to see what kind of beekeeping supplies they have, because here at my Western Apiary, there's like no nearby beekeeping supply stores. So if you're looking to get into a business, I feel like that would be the right business to get into here in the western part of the state. Like the closest one is about an hour and a half. It's north of Asheville. And then I think there is a little supplier in Franklin, which is about 45 minutes away, but that one has like obscure hours, so it really wasn't going to work out. So in any case, this one is about an hour and a half away, but it would be good to know like what other options there are in the event that we're like going to be doing something regionally and I can grab some equipment. So heading out now. This is one of my favorite turns, and of course, because such a shame because of the rain on the windshield, you really can't see this, but it's one of my favorite little turns down here. All right, maybe that's gonna get better, maybe not. I stopped at Smoky Ridge Apiaries in Tennessee, and he has so many fruit-bearing plants here. I mean, not only the muscadine, but the apple trees and fig trees. It's gorgeous. It turns out there's really no supplies here. They just offered to order from a catalog, but I got some honey. Funny thing is that this is not Tennessee honey. This is actually harvested not far from my own apiary, but there should be traces of lavender. I stopped at the Kitchen by Brandon in London, Kentucky for lunch, and I did not take any video because there was music playing. I just had lunch at Kitchen by Brandon, and there was a lot of music playing inside and a lot of people sitting at tables, so I didn't really feel right taking photos and video in there, but the food was fantastic. Little disappointed that it was all disposable styrofoam and plastic packaging. There was no like actual plates or silverware as an option, even though I did say I was dining there. But the food was really great and fresh, and I'm really glad. I came very close to stopping at a Cracker Barrel, which is actually like, I really like Cracker Barrel, but I only go like once every few years, and I'm definitely due for a visit. But I was getting so hungry, but I just held out, and I'm glad I did, because that was the exact lunch that I wanted. It was perfect. So I was feeling really good, and I just got to a donuts shop, Master Donuts, and I read online that they are known to sell out and then close, and I thought maybe I would have a chance because it's just 2 o'clock and they close at 4, but they're already closed. So there is one more donut place I'm going to swing by and see if they're open, but otherwise there is a donut shop, several actually, but there's one in particular in Lexington that I'd like to try. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it there before they close. I'm going to map everything and then get back on the road. Downtown London was really cute, tons of shops. Made it to Parlor Donuts in Lexington. I made it to Parlor Donuts in Lexington, and I decided to get their cronies, which are, I guess, kind of like a cronut style, and they're like kind of donut hole sized because I wanted to try the different flavors, and I didn't want to like have a bunch of donuts because I know I'm going to be getting Graters later. So Graters is a chain of ice cream shops that I have been told repeatedly is amazing, and I have a friend who actually like gets a Graters cooler and brings it in her checked luggage to take home. So I've never had ice cream or anything for that matter that I would go to the extent of doing that. So I will be having that later. And that's why I didn't want to have too many donuts right now. I would say it's just a disappointment because it's, you know, less than an hour before they close. So these donuts have been sitting there all day, so they're not very fresh. but they do taste great, and I'm sure first thing in the morning they taste even better. Downtown Lexington reminds me so much of downtown Raleigh. Made it to Cincinnati and went to Mita's, which is Chef Jose Salazar's, one of his restaurants. Although I'm getting ice cream after this, I had to try their goat cheese ice cream with bee pollen and honey on top, which I think is such a creative combination. It is such a gorgeous night, and there's this really cool outdoor trivia happening on this square.
One, I do ask that everybody please make sure you clean up after yourself.
I made it to Graters, and I got their Buckeye chip. Really good. All right, I'm going to close out this video from a hotel room in Cincinnati. I'm here for a work trip. If you've got any recommendations for foodie places to try in Cincinnati and anywhere along I-75 in Kentucky, as I take my journey back down, please let me know. Leave a comment, and if you've been to any of these places and enjoyed them too, I'd love to hear about your experiences there.